Right, hello everybody. I've got quite a lot going on. I'm just going to start a Facebook Live as well. This camera is going to keep adjusting. There you go, to the light. So we've got a Facebook Live on here. We're live on YouTube. Hello. Let's see if YouTube are there and picking us up. We're streaming Europe. What do you think of the crowd so far? From Bobby's 22, which we'll get to. Hello, can you hear me? To the YouTubers. So we're going to do a bit of a roundup today of day 2. We got the social Twitter feed running as well. We got someone's talking about Ray last night, Pull My Freewood, which is the vlogs from Trump International, which is interesting. They're still going. We've also got, actually, I'm just going to flip to, we got this camera as well. I'm going to just sort the audio out, otherwise it doubles up. There we go. So we flip to different audio. Let me show you what's going on here. You can watch me hit some pretty poor chips, look, on my southwest greens. Not really hit a shot today. Before we round up, if I get bored of talking Ryder Cup and we don't think we're going to win, we can hit a few chip shots. Wasn't really going towards anything, is it? There we go, that's better. Oh, stop it. And we might even recreate a few putts as well when we start talking about what everyone was doing. Hello everyone, I'm back. Let's just flip the audio back here, better with me. There we go, back with me. Hello. So Facebook Livers, ring Westwood Mark and give him shit, someone's saying. We need a minor miracle on the final day. Would you agree? From Adam on Facebook Live. Hello, Adam on Facebook Live. I was just going to my putting green. Now, I can't actually spin Facebook Live around, so I'm sorry, guys. So, yeah, let's get into some of the comments. Let's see what you're talking about. Let's see what's going on. We're going to talk about day 2. We've got a special guest as well. Actually, should we phone him straight away? Let's see if he's on the line. Let's see if we've got someone who can talk to us about their thoughts of day 2 as well. That camera will adjust. I know it's a bit dark, peoples, but it will adjust. Let's see. Here he is. So let's just put you on. Good morning, Coach.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. You all right?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, not bad.
How are things in Lockie Land?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, just in the living room, about to turn the TV on, watching highlights.
All right, you're going to watch the highlights. Well. Did you watch it last night?
Yeah, because I was like half asleep. It was a long day yesterday. I was up coaching and stuff, you know.
All right, so you didn't watch it all. You fell asleep a little bit, did you?
Yeah, and I was
man.
quite pumped about everything because it was looking like a 2-all draw in the afternoon, and then it was 3-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I've got the scores here. If we want to talk about, we're going to look at the scores. So in the afternoon, yes, it was 3-1. Let me just bring this up.
That was a bit disappointing, wasn't it? Because it was all looking pretty good.
It was. So you had obviously Rory and Pieters, stars of the show.
How good are they?
Yeah, 3-1 win. 1 down for Willett and Westwood. Westwood obviously missing quite a short putt on the last after a fantastic iron. Which I'm sure he is not happy about, knowing the kind of player that he can be. 2-1 loss for Keimer and Garcia, and then Patrick Reed and Spieth won 2-1 against Rose and Stenson. Hello Parfield from Hugo Vass. Hello Parfield on Facebook Live. We've got Facebook Live and YouTube all running at the same time, Matt, at the minute.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a little bit not sure what's going on, so I'm just going to delve into some of the YouTube live stream comments. Westwood should have stayed at home.
Oh, harsh.
Alex Perko Lockie. He's just written Lockie.
Yeah, nice. I should have been there, correct?
Keith Hunter struggling to see where Europe are going to get the points today.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the? Well, what are you thinking? We'll finish on that. Actually, we'll finish on that. Too big a stage for Andy. Buzz Jugs is saying. I think that's Andy Sullivan.
Yeah. Okay.
Feel really back for Westwood on that part. I think he's meant to have written bad there. He looked ashamed, embarrassed. Yeah, I'm sure he was embarrassed. You know, Lee.
Yeah, of course.
It's not. They're not going to not get embarrassed, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're human beings who are wanting to prove themselves. You know, Lee doesn't have to prove himself to anyone, really, does he? But he still wants to prove that his pick was worthy, show the world that he is still a player and can still compete, which we know he can. Should we have a look let's have a little look at that match to start us off, shall we? I've got all the scores from yesterday.
What, the Westwood Willett one?
Yeah, so Westwood Willett v Holmes and Moore. It was a bit of a stink affair, to be honest.
Well, JB Holmes played really well, didn't he?
JB Holmes won. He won 2 of their holes with birdies, basically. So he was winning with. They were halving with lots of hits pars. Moore basically featured on. Moore didn't win a hole. No, Moore won the 17th, basically, with a par.
Yeah. That was it, yeah.
With a par, you know?
Westwood didn't chip and putt, and Willett didn't as well, wasn't that?
Yeah, and they're only hitting 8 irons into that green as well. I think you give them enough goes, they would be expecting to hit that green, don't you think?
Yeah.
You know? So definitely Holmes was the one who kept it going. Now, out of Willett and Westwood, who played better, do you think?
Willett.
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, the 2 holes that were won by Westwood. He birdied 7 and he birdied 10.
Yeah.
So Willett actually didn't win a hole, but he did halve. He did halve other holes, and my scoring system here doesn't show me where Westwood was when he was halving. So I would argue, I wouldn't imagine either of them are coming off of that thinking that the other one did better than the other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As much as the comments want to flow about, obviously Westwood's, about Westwood's putts miss, basically, because it's the easy thing to go for, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we got on Twitter, we got Ben saying, I think it will be close, but sadly the Americans will just pip us to the post. Reed and Johnson to shine, in my opinion. So I think Reed has already shined, but Reed McIlroy today is going to be massive.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. The first 3 games are going to be awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they might have to have some kind of crowd sedation system for that first match, don't you think?
It is crazy out there, isn't it? Like people getting a bit hyped up about the crowds, aren't they? But I like it. It's not a bad thing. The only bad thing is when they do it as they're about to hit a shot, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think people have got to remember what happened at Glen Eagles. They weren't exactly loving of the Americans, were they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the only thing you get in America is they are a little louder as a nation, as a general stereotypical rule. Obviously, there's plenty of quiet Americans, but, the general rule is they're a little louder, and that just shines through in the general rule of the crowd. I kind of agree with you. And what do you think of Rory's reactions yesterday? What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's just pumped up, isn't he?
Yeah, you didn't think...
He's embracing a few comments that he is in the crowd, and then just puts the old finger up, doesn't he, really?
Yeah, so you liked it. You were a fan of it.
Yeah, I like it, yeah. It's what the game's all about, Ryder Cup, isn't it? A bit of you have a go, and you have your bit of momentum, and then we'll have ours, and we'll get it back, and then you have it again, and it's all like backwards and forwards. It's great, isn't it? I like it. Yeah,
no, I liked it as well. I was a bit split. I did feel that he was getting a little angry sometimes. Like anger was being channeled as anger rather than just as fantastic shots. But I mean, he did respond with shots as well, didn't he? So yeah, it was good. I've just not seen him so angry. Like I like Gus.
I haven't looked at him and thought he's angry.
You didn't? Okay, well that's good. See, I did. I was seeing anger in his face more. Literally like if he was allowed to, he would have been sticking the middle finger up a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, I quite liked, but this is all down to personal opinion. I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong. I like Garcia. I think his sarcasm, lots of the Americans weren't even understanding, and even our commentators weren't understanding. When he holed a putt, did you see him like going, "Oh, was that gone in?" Because I can't.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, he's going, "I can't hear you. Normally, you would be clapping. Has it actually gone in? Ooh, yes, it has." He's just totally taking the mick out of their kind of ridiculous camaraderie towards their players. But it was interesting. I don't know. I think it was definitely the shouting out when they're about to play could do with that not happening. But I'm sure that happened at Glen Eagles as well.
That's the only bad thing. Like the Stenson one was like ridiculous. Where he was about to hit the putt. I saw that this morning.
But the funny, absolutely, that was great. And even the Americans were shushing that down and like pointing, get him out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anger at fans is a bad look. Dan Williamson on the chat is saying. Garcia was quality, giving it back to them, said Ian on Facebook Live. It's the first 9 holes of the 4 balls was nearly as good as Parkstone, says James Pegg. Well, they didn't have 2 eagles within 3 holes, James, so...
Oh, Pieters had a go, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I mean, let's go on to Pieters then. Thomas Pieters, how good?
He's like becoming my new fave, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cool guy at the best of times. I've been lucky enough to meet him a few times. You met him at Rangers thing, didn't you? I mean, I'm going to go into their match because lots of the talk is obviously about Rory, because the thing with Thomas is he's angry and he's up for it, but he is also not quiet and reserved, but he's happy to, like, if you watch any of the interviews with him, he doesn't give anything away. He just kind of like, he's a bit like he was with us at Rangers, like not really engaging.
He just gives us straight, if there's a yes or no question, he'll answer yes or no.
Yeah, totally agree.
The commentator goes, "How did you feel?" And he goes, "I'm fine."
Yeah.
After the match or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's such a good answer. I love that answer. It's like, it's so simple and doesn't give any fuel for any...
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Ronald Patterson says, Pieters, nerves of steel. Absolutely. What do you think of Thomas Pieters, Kieran's asking? The standard of putting was a pleasure to watch apart from Westwood, obviously, Glenn is saying. Okay, Rose, you're in the way. Poor show from David on Facebook Live. Clarkey is more interested in the way the team look and himself. He's always been arrogant, no plan, all guesswork, unlike McGinley from Jonathan. Westwood's putt as bad as Lockie's. Martin McSweeney on Facebook Live. They're all very mixed in there. I'm not sure the Darren Clark comments are founded on anything. Such strong comments when people know of it often so little. So if we look at Thomas Pieters was winning holes. He made 1, 2,
he was
3.
4 or something.
Yeah, well, he made 4 birdies to win holes.
Yeah.
He birdied the 3rd to half, and then an eagle. And then he birdied the 6th to half. So he's going, he's 1 birdie, eagles, let's call that 2, that's 3, 4, that's a par to win, 5, 6. I mean, we're talking like 7 birdies.
He was good.
How good was that? Just, and he was fist pumping and everything, but quietly going about his kind of Thomas Pieters winning ways, wasn't he?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Rory made a birdie on the 2nd to win a hole and a birdie on 9 to win, and then he had 3 other halves, but it was all Pieters. And then if we look at the other interesting one, I think, is the Reed and Spieth match.
Reed was just mental, wasn't he?
Well, Spieth was not there.
No.
Spieth.
That's what I think will be interesting today.
Spieth
if
is.
McIlroy can conquer Reed.
Yeah.
I reckon Stenson's got Spieth, and then news out for Thomas Pieters, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we'll look at that in a minute, and we'll look at the last groups in a second. But Reed went one. He went birdie.
He went 9 birdies, 1 eagle, wasn't he?
Well, he went from the 5th to the 8th. He went birdie, eagle, birdie, birdie. 5 under for 4 holes.
Yeah.
Bit rude, isn't it?
Pretty good.
That is just unbelievable play. And then birdied 14 and 15 to win those holes. It was, yes, Reed just went mental for a little bit, basically, didn't he? Just went absolutely mental.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I think he dug Spieth out of an embarrassing situation because Spieth was not good. It'll be interesting to see how Spieth does on his own today.
Yeah, he's got the determination and everything just to turn that round and turn it on, hasn't he? But
yeah, and I mean, have you ever seen, apart from me, obviously, have you ever seen anyone holding 10-footers like that?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Just
he holds a few, doesn't he?
Yeah. Nick Cornwall on the chat is saying Pieters is always a very composed player. What else are we getting? If USA lose it, it would be more pathetic than Medina. Need a Crossfield putting clinic on the European lads before the singles day. John. Westwood is the Rooney of Europe. Not quite sure that's true. He's won more points than anyone, hasn't he?
Yeah, 10 Ryder Cups is pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, what's that in the cup, Mark? Fizzy water, thank you. Westwood needs to install a putting green at home. Mark, send him the contact. That's another good comment. I think that's true. Can you see the stream, Matt, or not?
No, I'm just on my phone,
Oh, right, you all right, because I've got another camera set up to the old putting green as well. Just bear with. Well, you can come with me on the phone. I'm just going to put my headphones on here. I'll be back in a second, Facebook Livers, because they can't see this, but the YouTubers. I'm going to recreate now. Let me just flip this camera to the other audio. Right. Okay, yeah. I'm moving out onto the putting green, Matt. The audience won't be able to hear you, but they can hear me talking to you. So I'm just going to recreate Westwood's putt. Yeah. How far was it? That was more than 2, surely. You missed the 2-footer. Was it 2 foot, was it? Okay, well, I've given myself 3 to 4 foot, just to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I'm holding you in one hand, and I'm now going to recreate it. Right? Slightly straight off the right, which I think it was. Oh, I've held it. That's awkward, isn't it? I've just tapped it in with one hand on my southwest green, which is the same stimp. Right, we're coming back now, Facebook Livers. I hold it, Facebook Livers. We just recreated Westwood's part, and I did it with one hand. Let me just flip the audio back here. Hello, everybody. Yeah, that was awkward. I just hold that. Really.
With all that pressure on you,
Well, I've got thousands of people watching.
Yeah.
And then also I've just held it with one hand with you in my hand,
Yeah. You should have just walked up and tapped it in then, shouldn't you?
Well, sometimes I wish some of them would just tap these putts in. Do you know what I mean?
With one hand as well. Why not?
Get Mark on the team, Alistair.
I reckon we would be a good 4-ball team, don't you?
Me and you, we would be hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. I would struggle to make a birdie and you would be off the planet. So basically, if me and you played Reed and Spieth, right? I reckon we'd be all square after 4, and then we would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 down after 9.
Yeah, that's alright. I like to give them a head start.
Mick Graham on Facebook Live is asking, Sully should have been given another start. Let's talk about that. Tap and attend on the 18th for the half. Do crowds in the UK act as annoying and ridiculous as ours here in the US on the chat? They're pretty bad. Like we said earlier, the Americans I think are just a little bit louder. But the crowds in the UK, which are the European crowds, they're not all perfect. I think people are forgetting that. Yeah, what was I just asking? I asked a good question. I just got distracted by some comments there.
You're going to talk about today's stuff and Andy Sullivan, right?
No, yesterday. So the picks, not having Wood, Bello and Andy. I mean, Andy played well on the first day. They were unlucky to lose that first match.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cabrera Bello has been outstanding.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get picked.
I was informal as well. Informal better ball. He bombs it.
Yeah.
And then obviously you had Chris Wood played well in the morning as well. He was the solid one out of the Rose and Wood's foursomes.
Yeah.
It was very interesting, Rose and Chris Wood's kind of camaraderie, don't you think?
Yeah, Chris Wood's very within himself, isn't he? He doesn't really get pumped up that much, but you saw a few fist bumps even from him, which was good, I thought.
Yeah, did we see many?
Not well. When he held one a decent putt and an important putt, he was fist bumping, which was good.
Okay, yeah. Well, that is good. They just didn't seem to be really chatting much, but like you say, he is. You've just got to play with the personality you're playing with, really, at the end of the day, haven't you, I guess?
Yeah. But yeah, the only one I would say is Cabrera Bello in the afternoon that maybe should have been picked, but, what can you do?
Because
it
is done now. It's a very good point, Matt, but what you can do is speculate wildly like we are,
And not change the world whatsoever.
Yeah, but it makes for good chat. Okay, Mike White on Facebook Live is saying, embarrassed by a few goons at Ryder Cup, or goonies at the Ryder Cup. Hope we kick them out today. Help my slice, Martin Brickle. Okay, Mike, get that face close to the path. Is the course set up to be tame to provide exciting golf? Mark. So is the course set up tame to provide exciting golf? Ben is asking. Yeah, I think it is. I want birdies. They want people not losing balls in rough and hacking out. I think they've got a lot of long hitters in their team who probably can't hit narrow fairways and would rather have them showing their big guns.
That's why I'd be good at that, you see.
Because you could unleash the long balls.
That was what my point was going to be before you stopped me and then changed the subject.
Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry, I'm glad I stopped you then. So I'm just going to quickly look at Keimer yesterday then.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have Sully, we didn't have Wood, we didn't have Cabrera Bello playing, but we did have Keimer. Yeah. And the word experience gets brandished around.
Yeah, I'm bored of that, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, we had chats with old Colsart and Andy a little bit in Switzerland, and the word experience was more, rookie was the word of the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're all experienced, aren't they?
Yeah, right, agree.
Matt Fitzpatrick who won the US Amateur. That's match play experience, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And he's going to be feeling exactly the same nerves trying to win that and getting all 4 majors next year as he is.
Yeah.
The Ryder Cup.
I agree with that. What do you think? Did you see Fitzpatrick and Stenson when Fitzpatrick went for it on 16?
Yeah, the par 5.
I don't know, but I just felt a little bit like if that was his own ball, he wouldn't have gone for that.
Yeah. It's probably on his limit, wasn't it?
Yeah, Stenson's boomed one up. It was on his limit. It was so on his limit. And I think that's always a tricky one in those kind of situations. The world watching, lots of boomers out there. Not saying that Fitzpatrick isn't long, but Stenson's towering him. He kind of feels like he has to go for it, and it's hindsight, but I could imagine Fitzpatrick making more birdies from a 100-yard pitch in than trying to go for that all the time.
Yeah. I don't know what the other team done on that hole, but
I just remember watching. Yeah, I can't now, but I remember watching it at the time, just thinking,
But
Really?
yeah,
Would he be doing this if he was trying to win this match on his own? I think he would do what his skill is a bit more, but, you know,
I think
hindsight.
he's got a good draw today as well, hasn't he, against Zach Johnson. That's a great draw for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't think, to be honest with you as well, I agree with that, but I do think as well that Fitzpatrick is big enough, strong enough to, you know, take anyone on and enjoy it.
Yeah, totally. I just like the fact that they're pretty similar, and they're going to be whoever does the best bit of their game, where it's like hitting fairway and putting well. They're going to win it, aren't they? With them two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoever performs the best is going to win that one.
Yeah.
Whereas if he's playing Dustin Johnson and he's not holding some putts, but he's still pinging at 300, that's going to cause him a bit of trouble, isn't it, I reckon?
Yeah. So you've got on here Sam on the chat saying Keimer should have sat out for Chris Wood. He deserved another go. So if we look at Keimer, he didn't win a hole yesterday.
No.
So he didn't win a hole. He did halve, I think. He halved two there, one, lost that one. He halved a few holes where, again, we don't know what Garcia was doing. Garcia made the 3 birdies to win their holes, to lose 2 and 1. Keimer was struggling to get the ball in the hole very much so, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think if you went Garcia, Cabrera, Brello, or Garcia, Wood, or Sully, I think they would have got something out of Mickelson and Kuchar. I really do. Which would have been interesting. So Keimer hopefully is going to go out today and prove to us what we know he can do. So shall we have a little chat then? A little chat. Let me find today's pairings. About today's pairings. So the scores, we stand at 9.5, 6.5. So I did put one of my defence tweets out this morning saying if America can't win it from this, God help them. Everyone should do the same. And then you can't lose, because if you do lose, you go, well, of course you was 9.5, 6.5 up. You had to win. So
I've done mine this morning. My prediction that it makes it safe for me.
Yeah, your prediction. I don't like your prediction. It's rude, really. I'd say that's rude. So you've got Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
Shall we, let's do a little thing here, look. I'm going to just quickly, let's go, we're just going to go to I'm going to hit another putt from about 8 foot, right?
Yeah.
And I want you to call it which way. If I hole it, who wins? And if I miss it, who wins? And I'll try and hole every one of them. So the southwest green is going to decide who wins.
So if it goes in, is McIlroy. If it misses, it's Reed.
No, I'm going to try and hole every 8 foot putt.
Yeah.
And you're going to, before I hit it, like now, on that first match, I want you to tell me if I'm going to hole it or not, and you can choose who wins or who loses. So you can think, right, Mark's going to miss this one, so I'm going to say McIlroy wins his match if you miss it.
Oh, God, this is like the most confusing game in the world, isn't it? we could just predict our own matches without you putting, couldn't we?
No. So, I'm going to hit an 8 foot putt.
Right.
Who are you going to choose wins subject to what I do with it?
Well, I think that you're going to miss the 8 foot putt and McIlroy's going to win.
Okay, hang on then. Right, I'm just about to hit it. Yeah, I missed it. Lip's just caught the right lip, Matt. You're right. So I missed the part, so that means McIlroy's going to win. You see, you're getting the flow of this now?
Yeah, this is a great game.
You've lost on this game, Mark. Sorry. Can't see anyone beating Reed, says Simon. I can. Right, so the next match, Spieth v Stenson. Look,
you're going to miss your putt and Stenson's going to win.
So you're saying I'm going to miss the putt and Stenson's going to win. Hang on then. Right, here I go. Oh! missed it left. It caught the left flip that time. So you're right. My bad putting at the minute is making you win this.
Yeah.
So I've missed the first 2 8-footers. Ha from Scott Reed. Scott Reed, stop it, Mark. Mark, it's important to have a healthy mix of a few Icemen who have good track records and a few people like DJ. Okay, Kevin? Please answer me, babe. Okay. Steady on. Stenson will win. What? Right, so now Holmes v Pieters. I'm going to hit
another. Miss and Pieters going to win.
Oh, I've got to hold this one now. I can't believe you said that. Can't believe he said that. Right, here we go. I got to miss this. Oh, I've missed it again. Oh, God. I'm going to have to hit a different putt. I've missed that again, Matt, so you're right again.
So you're for 3-0 up?
Yeah, and I've yet to hold an 8-foot putt. Right, so we're Fowler v Rose.
You're going to miss and Fowler's going to win.
I'm going to miss and Fowler's going to win. So what happens... I'm confused now. So what happens if I... Okay. Right, I'm a bit lost now. Are you just going to say I'm missing every one?
Well, I don't think you're going to hold one.
Oh, God. I missed it. I missed it. I was trying to hold that for Rosie. I missed it. Facebook Livers, they can't see this. This is Facebook Live Gold. I am back, Facebook Live. I can't move you, unfortunately, Facebook Livers, because of the way I've got this thingy set up. Right, so we've won the first 2.
Won the first 3. Lost the 4.
And Fowler wins. Right, Walker and Cabrera Brello. What am I going to do?
You're going to miss.
Right. I'm going to miss. And Cabrera Brello's going to win. Oh, God. I'm hitting both lips every time. I missed it. You're right again. Right. Mickelson v Garcia. What? That's a mix. That's an emotional mix of fantasticness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on then. Call it.
You're going to miss and Garcia's going to win.
So if I hold this, thingy wins. Right, bear with. Just flip to the other camera. Right. I'm going to hold one of these now, Matt. I feel like I'm playing against my own team here. Oh, hold one. I've hold one. I've hold it. I've hold it, bro. Hold that one, Facebook. Putting with your eyes closed. Need to see the putting, Mike. I can't show you the putting, Facebook Livers. I'm sorry. It doesn't spin because of what the system I'm using. Let's just come back to this camera and audio. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Right, Matt. Where are we?
Ryan Moore and Westwood.
Okay, hang on. Ryan Moore and Westwood. What's going to happen to my putt?
You're going to miss and Ryan Moore's going to win.
So if I hold this, I'm doing it for Westy.
Yeah.
Come on, Westy. I'm holding this for Westy. My putting will sort him out, Matt. I'll putt for him. Oh! God, it just went right on me. I missed it. I was very close. I was very
that's
close.
A Ryan Moore win.
Oh, what you doing, mate? Right, Snedeker v Andy Sullivan.
Right,
Sully Army, our mate Andy.
You're going to hold it, Snedeker's going to win.
Adam Price, is this actually live? Yes, it is, Adam. This is actually live. I've just read your comment. Yes, Adam, live at the top. Maybe Adam quite understands Facebook Live. I smell a fix here. Calvin Perks, boys. Right, What are we on to here? Sorry, with Snedeker and Sully. What am I doing with my putt?
You're going to hold it. Snedeker's going to win.
I'm going to hold it and Sned wins. Oh, so you're... I can see what you've done there, Matt. Oh, I've hold it, but I didn't want to hold that.
Yeah.
I've gone and hold it. Sorry, Andy. Yeah. I don't know if we need to... I don't know. Let me just flip the audio back here. I don't know if we need to message the PGA and Team Europe, Team America to tell them that we've already sorted it out. They don't need to play.
Yeah. Imagine that.
My Southwest Greens decided it for them. It's all fine and done. I've done it, guys. Right, so Dustin Johnson, Chris Wood.
You're going to miss and Dustin's going to win.
I'm going to miss and Dustin's going to win. So if I hole it, Chris wins.
Yeah.
Come on, Chris. This is for the Southwest posse, Matt.
Go Bristol.
This is for the Bristol Massive. Gordano Services will explode if I hold this. I've held it. Oh, it lipped out. Ah, it lipped out.
Another win for Lockie.
That's a massive lip out, Facebook Livers.
Yeah.
I will get, the next time I do this Facebook Livers, I'll show you the green. I can't show you the green because I'm all a bit precarious here with my leads and stuff. Let's see if I can show them the green. There's the green. Because it's, no, I can't do it because it'll fall over. Sorry, Facebook Livers. I can't show you the green. Right, we're back. Sorry. Sorry,
That's
Chris
okay.
Wood. I'm sorry, Chris Wood.
It's lunchtime, don't worry about it.
This could take forever. No, we've only got 3 more left to go. Here we go. Koepka. Did you see Koepka's shank?
Yeah, brilliant.
Loved it. That was one of the best tournament play shanks I've ever seen. They blooming halved the hole.
Yeah, I know, that was a joke. Half and sixes, wasn't it?
I'd have walked off. I'd have just gone, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Because he shanks it, hits the tree, doesn't go in the water, doesn't go in the rubbish, comes back out, pitches on. 2 putts.
Yeah.
I bet you Pickard and Rory were watching that thinking, that's pure gold.
Yeah, they were getting all excited by that, weren't they?
Yeah. Came in late, trying to figure out the rule of this game that's not a game from Benny Hill Show. The rule, Benny Hill Show, is that I'm hitting 8-foot putts on my Southwest green that you can't see because of... I can't move you, unfortunately, because I haven't got a camera person. Matt chooses if I hole or win it, and his choice of the outcome then chooses who wins the match. It's a simple idea of the game, isn't it, Matthew? Right.
I can't believe people aren't getting it, to be honest, you know.
Right, we're going to... Well, I'll bring you back to this audio, actually, for your... we're going Koepka, Willett.
You're going to miss, and Willett's going to win.
Right, so if I hold this, Willett loses. You're playing with my mind a bit here, Matt. Right, so I need to miss this for Willett to win. Yeah, I missed it.
You missed it?
Yeah, I missed it, right. I missed it, Facebook Live. So Willett is winning. Oh, bless you, Matt.
Thanks.
Let's have a quick look. Let's see what the chatters are saying about this game. Mark and Coach need to come to Australia. Wonder if there's any game that's not a game today. Getting embarrassing. Please, just win USA. It's been too long. Get that Twitter box away, bro. I can't see the hole. Ah, right. Can you not see the hole, guys? Let's have a look. Let's just flip to that camera. Oh, you can see the hole, but yeah, I'll turn that box off. Yeah, there we go. I've deleted the Twitter feed so you can see the whole bit more of me missing. Good comment there, guys, on the old thingy. Will I hold a putt today? Right, okay, so we're now on to Kuchakaima. I'm going to miss. So you're saying I'm going to miss and Kucha's going to win? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to miss and Kucha's going to win. I've hold it. I've hold it. What? I don't know what that means. I'm a bit lost. So I did that. That was good then, wasn't it? I did that for Kaima.
Yeah, that was good. He needed that little boost, didn't he?
I've just won that for Kaima. Hang on, let's just see if someone's calling. Oh no, I just thought it might be Kaima. Right, last one, Matt. Zach Johnson v Fitzpatrick.
You're on a roll now. You're going to hold it and Johnson's going to win.
If I hold it, Johnson wins.
Yeah.
So I need to miss it for Fitzpatrick. Right. This is for Fitzpatrick. I've hold it. Putting's warming up, people. I've hold it, Matt. Obviously, you've been keeping score of all that shenanigans.
Yeah, that means that it's a tie, I think.
That's a tie, it's a draw. Christopher on Facebook Live is saying, who needs the Ryder Cup with this Facebook Live gold? Think Mark is going to be on the clock soon, taking a while this time. There's an interesting question then for people. I got a question for you, Matt.
Yeah.
How Darren's got his feed on the boys in the locker room. I've hold it, but I don't know what it means. All I want is a green set up like that in my yard. Southwest Greens, George, that's the place to go. People were on the clock yesterday.
Yeah.
How does that work? Who is on the clock? Is the whole group on the clock?
No, so it's individual.
Oh, so a player out of the four can be on the clock, even in foursomes?
A player, but it counts as the team, obviously.
So, and what would be, they would, how are the penalties being worked? Are there shot penalties before there are?
No, so if you let me just finish, then you wouldn't be asking me these questions.
So before you continue, Matt, could you explain how any of this works, please?
So, it's the person that goes on the clock, which is the team, and then you get 2 warnings, and the third warning, your loss of hole.
Ooh, do we know if anyone got any warnings, or did they only get put on the clock?
I think they only got put on the clock.
So no one got any warnings, so obviously they did speed up. Now, what is the rules with the timings? What are the rules with the timings? As in, they've got set amount of seconds, minutes to hit a shot from some point,
yeah,
are they?
Is it 40 seconds or something to hit a shot or a putt or something?
40 seconds from what point?
Yeah, I don't know that. 40 seconds just was said last night. I don't know whether that's right or not.
Yeah, interesting one. Okay, I've never heard of Ryder Cup players being put on the clock.
Well, it was quite funny that the foursomes finished and it literally started again, didn't it? They didn't even have time to end the show and bring it back on yesterday.
No, so they are obviously taking a lot longer than they used to, aren't they then? Because there used to be gaps.
Yeah, and they're just munching on their sarnies all afternoon and morning, aren't they? Because they ain't got time to have a break.
They're soup and sarnie and have to put a jacket and tie on like we used to have to.
Yeah. second time the clubhouse, please, to go and have a Sarnie, but you've got 5 minutes to it.
All right, Matt, I'm going to quickly ask another question.
Go on then.
It's one of those predictions again. I've got 3 balls.
Oh, yeah.
It said 60 seconds, 50 seconds. It is 60 seconds from the time the last shot is made, Sebastian is saying on Facebook Live. Oh, right. So as soon as your opponent hits, you've then got 60 seconds to hit it. That's what he said, but that's not true. I mean, as soon as someone hits a putt, they're like 7 minutes later, 2 minutes later before they hit their putt, aren't they?
Especially with a long putt, it'll take a minute for the ball to get there.
No, as soon as... I guess as soon as their ball has stopped, or you would say, more than they've hit it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, this is one of those witch hunts, isn't it? When no one actually knows really the truth. So let's all just speculate and get angry at each other.
Yeah, why not?
In fact, I know what I might do. I might start some online media outlet that just punishes people for slow play, regardless if they're slow or not, if the course is busy or not, just because it gets lots of engagement, really.
And you could make a hashtag about it as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, because that really gets people bitter, and then hopefully you can start getting some people to really moan, and then I'm sure what that will do is get people started in golf and encouraged to play. Like all those new players are already a little worried about male egos in golf, are probably thinking, I quite fancy a confrontation with some middle-aged guy who plays every day and he's a bit upset that his course has me on it once a week. That sounds like what I would want to do in my leisure time.
Sounds like fun, that golf, doesn't it?
So, Matt, I'm going to hit 3 chips.
Okay, you've got 5 minutes, all right? Because Mum sent me a text that bacon sarnies are on.
Okay, where's mine?
Well, you're welcome round if you want.
Right, okay, just so for the call out, just to finish, I got 3 chips, but subject, you know what my chipping's like. I'm chipping from
3 chips? Oh, bloody hell, okay.
Exactly, from the bottom of the garden to the hole nearest the door.
Yeah.
So the flatter chip. If I hole one, who wins? So you're betting on me holding one and then who you think will win. So if you want America to win and you don't think I'm going to hole one, you need to say, if you don't hole any, America win.
Well, if you hold one, it's a miracle, and if Europe come back, it's a miracle, so they've got to go together, haven't they?
So if I hold one, Europe wins.
Yeah.
So I'm chipping for Europe right now.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
3 chips, I'm chipping for Europe.
Good luck.
And I'm on the clock.
You are, so it's got to be quick.
Hang on then. Right, 3 chips. 1 goes in, Europe win. Right, Matt. Here we go. First chip. Can you hear me, Matt?
Yeah.
First chip. Here we go. Got 56. Oh, it's pin eye but right. Right, second chip. Oh, I've hit the fence. Bear with. Oh, it's pin eye left. Somewhere in between them. For Europe, come on, Parfield, hit a chip, bruh. Oh, I missed it. They're 3 good chips, but I missed them all. There you go, Matt. They were 3 good struck chips. Matt, chipping's getting there because of my wrist angles idea. Well, Matt, thanks for your time.
That's okay.
Enjoy your bacon sandwich.
Oh, yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll probably have a nice cup of tea as well while I'm there, you know.
Lovely. And you've just destroyed Europe's chances there.
Well, you know, you saw my tweet this morning. It's going to be 6-all in singles this afternoon, and they're going to win.
Wow. Bye. I'm turning you off now.
Oh, okay, goodbye.
Bye. Right, there we go. That's our Ryder Cup breakfast. Thank you, Facebook Livers, for being around. Thank you, YouTubers. US win. Don't fit it into your window, Jonah. Thanks. Defo something an American would yell drunk. Guess that's what you get for country that can vote a man like Trump. Absolutely. Okay, so there you go, Mark. We wish you well. Like you have the best job next playing on tour. I think that's meant to say. Don't let Rory chip in your garden. There you go. Thank you, everyone. It's been a fun live. I might be live this evening as well for the conclusion, subject to how the matches are going and what's happening. So I might be live later as well. Thank you all for watching. Facebook has gone. And thank you all for watching as well, YouTube. Speak to you soon. Thank you. As always, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much.